do we want to talk about tonight?
Well, of course, I think we should talk about the passing of the late great Chuck Norris.
Yeah, big news. We don't. Do we know how he passed?
Um, well, he gave death permission to take him. There's a million jokes about Chuck Norris, of course, about how awesome he was. But yeah, he was in Hawaii, and I just remember before going to bed seeing that he had been rushed to the hospital, and almost the same type of news alert for like when a president of a country goes to the hospital. And then I woke up and checked. I actually woke up and checked to see how Chuck Norris was doing, and he had passed in Hawaii. And I'm sure it was heart attack or something, or a heart problem or something. Something eventually got him. But he was a badass, that guy.
So, as a kid, you would watch that show, Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah, yeah. There are, according to Walker, Texas Ranger, there were about 10,000 terrorist organizations in Texas that at any given time, a couple of them were causing trouble. And all it took to take down a terrorist organization in Texas was two Texas Rangers.
Two Texas Rangers. What is a Texas Ranger?
Texas Ranger, I think, is kind of like, what is a Texas Ranger? I know they have like jurisdiction over the whole state. It's not just like everywhere else. You have county police.
Yeah.
You have your sheriff, who can kind of like do. Sheriff can go into, for say in Orange County, they can go into Westminster, they can go into Midway City, they can go into wherever and do their thing. They have jurisdiction, overarching
This is
kind of
my
thing.
jurisdiction, and there'll be like one city or one county or something.
Yes. So Fountain Valley Police can only really go into Fountain Valley. Now, if they see a little old lady getting shot on the other side of the border, that's reason for them to go. But they need something like that to legitimize crossing the border.
Is Texas the only place that has Rangers?
I believe so.
So it's like a Texas thing because they made their own rules. Texas makes its own rules.
Texas makes its own rules. You know what the state motto for Texas is?
I forget.
Well, a lot of people think it's "Don't mess with Texas."
Don't mess with Texas.
That's wrong. That's actually an anti-littering campaign.
Huh.
Yeah.
Don't mess
So
with
in the 80s,
Is it
90s, they had this anti-littering campaign because people were just throwing stuff on the side of the road, and they came up with "Don't mess with Texas."
It's not Remember the Alamo either, is it?
No.
Yeah, that's not that one.
You know what it is? And you have to do this with your hands when you say it. The motto of Texas is happiness. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's not right. No. Friendship.
Friendship?
That's, not happiness. It's friendship.
It's not even, the one word is not a motto, though.
Yes, it is. In Texas, it is. Fuck you.
Friendship is our motto.
Yeah.
Literally.
Friendship is the motto of Texas. And I literally, in order to say it, I have to do the hand thing. Friendship.
So you spent some time in Texas?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful state. I could see moving there. I used to have a grudge not grudge, but not even a resentment, but more of an observation of Texas, where if you spend too long in Texas, you become a Texan. Like, there's no takesy backsies.
Right, you can become very proud of your state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You move to Texas for 10 years, you leave, and forever after you're a Texan.
Yeah, we're in California here.
Fuck.
And when I went to Texas, there was a lot of culture shock because,
guns.
it's a lot of, cowboys and chili cook-offs and bars. And then in every bar and souvenir shop, they have allowed to carry weapons here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're like put your. It says something like guns are allowed here, but put them away, or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like don't be twirling your gun around.
Yeah.
Not cool, but like feel free to have some guns. So Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah. There was a lot of that in Walker, Texas Ranger. A lot of guns coming out all the time.
Guns. So Walker, Cordell Walker, who was played by Chuck Norris.
Cordell, yes.
Was the best. He basically could kick anybody from, he kick people's ass all the time, every episode. And honestly, it felt, if you watch some of those feel-good TV shows, and I think there was something beautiful about 90s, late 80s, early 90s to like early 2000s TV, where it was feel-good TV. So you'd have MacGyver,
right? Okay,
or Walker, Texas Ranger,
Touched by an Angel. Comes to mind.
Yeah, where the main character shows up in an area. He's good friends with a race car driver, and the race car driver is having problems with a bunch of local tough guys, and your main character, in this case Walker, Texas Ranger, has to beat the hell out of the local bad guys, and then the local bad guys keep coming back for more.
And violence is the answer to everything.
Yeah.
Or is there ever a lesson at the end? Do they learn a lesson at the end?
Friendship and unity, and
while they're kicking people's asses.
And yes, and not being a racist son of a bitch. There was a lot of that going on too.
Okay.
So, but Walker, Texas Ranger had friends.
I approve of that message.
All over. Yeah, exactly. These are easy to approve messages.
Yes.
Like they talk about how it's not inclusive TV because it's like not inclusive to like a certain amount of people. But basically, the moral of the story was always don't be such a jackass. So Walker, Texas Ranger, would be friends with a hot air balloon instructor.
Okay.
So, seriously, it was always this kind of thing.
Okay.
And
they had to come up with different scenarios to put them in and different occupations to become friends with.
Yeah, and so what would happen is Walker would show up, be all chummy, and then the main gang, would show up and go, "Hey, hot air balloon instructor, you owe us money." But I only borrowed $30. Yeah, but the interest, and then they beat up his wife or do something awful. Then they start sabotaging his business, and slowly but surely it snowballs into Walker, Texas Ranger having to take out this group of baddies.
Yeah, they have to like call Walker to come in and fix everything.
Oh no! They're scared of calling Walker. He figures it out.
Who figures it out? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He has to unravel what's happened.
Yes, and usually and this is the low-level guys lead up to a bigger problem. The corrupt sheriff.
It's like a mystery almost.
A little bit, but it's not played like a mystery.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's just a series of dominoes falls.
Right. There has to be a story of things that escalate over time. But it's like, I guess Columbo was like a mystery. Actually,
that was a mystery.
MacGyver was. He had to solve himself out of different situations.
Yes, with paper clips and gum and electricity. Columbo was more. You would see Columbo was one of the few that did this. It might have been the only one for years, where you would see the murder. You would see not the gory part, but who actually did the murder. Oh. You'd see the person like preparing for the murder, then committing it, and then like how they got away with it. Like resumed their life, and they had this perfect alibi, and it's a perfect murder. But Columbo would show up, and he'd look like shit, and he would, like just kind of go, "Hey, it's weird that that they put their shoes on before they did that, or something stupid like that." And it would just kind of go from there.
Remember the old like, "Wait a minute,
one more thing, one more thing."
Right. So he the whole thing sounds like it's not going to be solved at all, and he's like, one more thing, and he remembers
Oh,
some
yeah.
random detail.
Well, and you could tell usually what gives away the bad guy is when they say something along the lines, and the whole tempo of the episode changes when the bad guy goes, "Well, Columbo, here's my number. Keep me in touch whenever you get a breakthrough. So let me know if I could do anything to help."
Yeah.
The moment they say something like that is when you see him. You can see him glance up and go, "Okay." Usually people are, yeah. So,
Well, hold on. Finish your sentence. I'm not sure what.
well, no, he just looks up and goes.
Usually people are what? They don't.
Usually people are like sad and they're like, "Fuck you, I'm closed off. I don't
So
like
these people,
like Columbo. You're annoying me."
these people, because they were guilty potentially, they were involved. They had something to hide. Then they're being
Overly helpful,
yeah.
and they want Columbo to keep them informed so that they, like they want to know if he is on the path,
It's like
on the trail.
Yeah. It's like a tell, and maybe even the way they say it, kind of,
Yeah, and so that was Columbo, which is totally different than Walker Texas Ranger, because Walker Texas Ranger was campy.
Which one did you like better?
Well, I watched Columbo more religiously, but actually, I've been watching a lot of Walker Texas Ranger in the studio because I have, the airwaves. I don't have cable in here in the studio, and while I'm doing other work, it's great to have some brain dead TV, mindless entertainment. And if I miss a few minutes of Walker Texas Ranger, I'm not upset. But yeah, I want to see the end, but sometimes that's whatever. And the slow motion, so much slow motion. So much.
I'm sure that's where all the fun happens.
And like you'll just see in the room like a random pile of cardboard boxes, and you just know that someone's going to be kicked into those random
like barrels. And, yeah.
Barrels, boxes, fruit cart.
Yeah.
Those
are fun to blow. Those are fun to run into.
Oh yeah, the fruit cart. Yeah. So actually, before Walker Texas Ranger, of course, Chuck Norris was already pretty famous.
Tell me how.
Well, it's kind of funny. Chuck Norris, for Walker Texas Ranger, it was kind of like him being out to pasture at that point. He was already famous. He'd done a bunch of movies. He'd already fought Bruce Lee. He'd already proven himself. And now it was just time for him to just kind of enjoy being a TV star.
Okay. This whole Chuck Norris thing has missed me, so I'm happy you're educating me.
Yeah.
So he was a fighter. He was like.
He was the world. He was like the kickboxing champion of the world for at least a year.
I always heard the jokes, and I knew about Walker Texas Ranger, but I didn't know he actually had that kind of.
Oh no, he was legit. He fought Bruce Lee.
Did they put him in Expendables at some point?
Oh yeah, for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Where he showed up and just. He was the Deus Ex Machina, where he just shows up.
People love Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he just shows up on a parachute and kills all the bad guys real quick, and then goes, "All right, guys, you got it from here. All right." And they're like, "You should join us." No, I'm not a joiner, guys.
Yeah.
So, yes, he was a world champion kickboxer, where this is the late '60s, '70s, and when martial arts really got big, and he fought Bruce Lee in some of the movies. And, when you got two guys fighting in a movie, I can't say who's going to win.
Right.
And yes, him and Bruce Lee fought, and apparently Bruce Lee might have won. I don't even know. Because it's not important. But,
as the legend has it, Chuck Norris always won.
Chuck Norris always won.
Yeah.
And he outlived Bruce Lee. I mean, Bruce Lee died of not a great way, but let's just say that Chuck Norris was a badass. And then after the movies, the Kung Fu movies, he made action movies. Think kind of like Rambo style.
Yeah, like Schwarzenegger movies before Schwarzenegger.
A little bit, yes.
Stallone and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the more important transitions was he was making these movies in the 70s or early enough 80s where he was killing Vietnamese. So there's a transition of bad guys in all of our action movies. So after the Vietnam War, our main guys were killing Vietnamese, and then they're killing Soviets, and then they're killing punks. Because the 80s had punks. You know, there's
you said Russians. Russians was a big
Russians,
one.
of course.
Was a big one.
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Yes. Germans sometimes, you know, sometimes there's a group of Germans that broke off and they're just having their own little terrorist organization. So Chuck Norris, if you follow his career, and I mean, he was badass. I mean, there's some brutal violence in those movies of him just blowing people away and strapping dynamite to people. And because there's one movie, I'll never forget the end, where the chief is like, Mick, whatever, you're on thin ice. I'm gonna have your badge. It's almost time for you to give up your badge. And he's like, yeah, it is almost time. And it's just a pun because there's a timer on some dynamite on the bad guy, and then the timer comes up, and then boom, the bad guy blows up, which obviously is police violence. It's a little overboard. Police aren't allowed. Maybe in the 80s they were, but nowadays police are not allowed to strap dynamite to you and say puns until you explode. But in the Chuck Norris days of justice, they were. So
I had no idea.
So he had his big movie days.
Yeah.
Moved to, Walker, Texas Ranger, and then his most important thing ever. There was two, actually. There's two. The Bowflex.
So funny.
Yeah. So if you've ever been up at 3 a.m. and in the 90s, in the early 2000s, you were watching Chuck Norris, a 70-year-old man that could easily beat the crap out of you, like kick butt on the Bowflex.
I'm getting flashbacks now. Bowflex every night. The guy with the red beard, that was Chuck Norris.
That was Chuck Norris.
Yep.
Yeah. And he'd always have like the super hot 50-year-old woman.
Right, that's why I was watching.
Yeah, exactly. But, so he'd have this super hot 50-year-old woman who, like, I'd marry her daughter in a minute kind of thing. And then Chuck Norris just, like, kicking ass on the Bowflex. And you know that he never used that at home. But whatever. He's there to sell you the thing.
Yes.
Whatever. It works.
That was the thing at the time. All these infomercials.
Yes.
Classics.
A gimmicky thing.
And the all entertainment would stop after like 12 o'clock, like 2 o'clock at night. Nothing was available except for after 2 a.m. Infomercials.
Yeah, and some of them were good.
So you were kind of forced to watch them unless unless you had a little better cable or something.
And there was good infomercials, like where you'd have like a famous comedian actually like performing with a fake vacuum, and like John Cleese had infomercials that were fun. Chuck Norris had not fun infomercials.
No, they were very informative. They were straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
He's there. He's working out. He's telling you how great the product is. That was it.
That was it. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you people. All right.
I can see it in my head right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah.
Like a neon tank top or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and then Walker, Texas Ranger was part of Universal Studios, and then NBC and Universal joined. Mm-hmm. And there was this beautiful moment where on Conan O'Brien, there was the lever where they would play random parts of a Walker, Texas Ranger episode. Yes. And that's right. That was some of the best Conan O'Brien years.
Yep.
And it was just like, there was like one good summer where he had access to this lever.
I remember it well.
And just the most ridiculous.
They're always horrible. Like, I just remember in my head, he pulled the worst one, so that's why I always thought Texas Ranger was just a big joke. But
when taken out of context, Walker, Texas Ranger was a bad joke. And if you watch the entire episode, they're campy. The acting is mid, but it's got fucking Chuck Norris. So why do you even care? It's this. You got this world legend kickboxer beating up fat white dudes. Because a lot of the people they beat up were just fat, racist Texans.
Well, he was on the side of good. I like anybody on the side of good.
Yeah,
in the TV shows.
but he had so many randos on the show, and then of course, just like anything, the executives, they saw a decrease in ratings, 1 or 2% down one year, and then they introduced a couple of young people into the show.
Oh, did that happen? That's
yeah.
hilarious too.
Yeah, and then that's supposed to be the replacement. See, usually it was the A story.
Yeah.
Like the first 6 seasons of Walker Texas Ranger, it was just the A story. It was Walker and his partner. I know if you said his name.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. His partner, him and his partner would just save the day. And that was the entire episode. The entire episode was written about them two going around, figuring it out. And in between figuring it out, they'd hang out at the bar.
I remember from the Conan show when he pulled the lever, Haley Joel Osment was a guest on the show.
Yes.
And he'd say something. He's like a little kid, and he's like, "Help me, Texas Ranger," or whatever. And was that what you mean by when they brought kids in, or they brought in like full-time characters, or?
Oh no, I'm talking full-time characters, like the new blood. They're. So what happens in a lot of TV shows, and Walker Texas Rangers, this happened. They did this to Star Wars too, where you have your traditional characters.
Yes.
That they dominated the story.
Yes.
Until it starts to get old, or they get stale. You start losing viewership, so you introduce new characters.
Sure, yeah.
And then the hope, which never happens. If you can name one TV show where this works, or movie this works, right. But they always hope that that the new character can carry the show on their own.
Right.
And then the old character can walk away.
Remember when they were going to replace Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah. Yeah, they tested that by spreading the rumor, and everyone's like, no. Yeah. Thankfully they didn't. They said that James Bond was going to be a woman last time, which doesn't make sense because James is a man's name. The movies are called James Bond. They're not called 007. They're not called, whoever we decide. It's not called MI6. It's not called 007. It's called James Bond.
I know.
So
yeah, Jamie Bond.
Yeah. So Jamie Bond. Yeah. Now, how about you just create a spin-off where you have a woman that's also in the MI6, right. And she could be 006 or 008 or 009. No. You got to take the character and change it. No, fuck off.
Right. Well.
And this is the problem: is you got toxic fan base like me, where we decide we own it.
Yeah.
I was talking with somebody that didn't like the ending of Game of Thrones. Sure. And I was telling her.
A lot of people don't.
No one liked it. Felt very dismissive about it.
Did you get through that whole show?
No. I was watching it with some girl.
Yeah.
And I told her, okay, how about this? On Friday, when we call, we have a scheduled call every Friday. Mm-hmm. And I'll watch the first episode with you.
Yes.
Well, she got to episode 5.
Yeah.
Before I even got to the first episode.
Okay.
So she ran away with it, and then I'm like, okay, I'll try to catch up. I got up to episode 3, and then she was already at episode 8.
She was binge watching it
without you. And I don't have the fucking time to binge. It would have taken us a year to watch the whole show.
Right.
4 weeks for her. She took a month to just get to blow through it. But I was telling her, this is what happens, and women do it too. It's not just men. We watch a show long enough. We fall in love with the characters. And now we have a sense that we own it.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like.
Well, then, people, like they say, it's going to take a new direction. Like, oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
And then you get upset about it. My one that I remember the most is being a Batman fan and hearing Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker. When that news came out, I was like,
he did a good job.
He did an amazing, he's the best Joker of all. It came out, the news came out before, and he was like this kind of like heart swap, what's the word?
Heartthrob.
Heartthrob. And I was like, he's not going to make a good Joker. And then he just had the best Joker ever. So, I mean, got to keep an open mind when it comes to castings and everything.
Which reminds me.
But when you say toxic fan base, they're just like, no, this is going to suck and we're not going to support it. And yeah.
Exactly. We own your property. And I understand both sides. You get these new writers, and it's so bad today. You get these writers that come in, and they're like, I don't see myself in this. I'm going to put myself in the story.
Right.
No, write the story the way it's like, write a good story. Right. If you don't see yourself in there, do you contribute to the story? That's the person who builds the sets has to think of, how does this contribute to the story? And these assholes, these like purple hair, fucking LGBT, trans, whatever, heck, fucking super conservative, whoever the fuck, they keep on inserting their own personal politics into these things, which screws it all up. Lately, and obviously because Hollywood is largely a leftist organization now, it's been the left that keeps fucking it up.
Yeah.
But Star Wars, sorry to touch on a touch of nerve with you, because I know you're a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
They really fucked up.
Here's my take on Star Wars, and we could do a whole episode about it. But let me tell you real quick. James Trevette, is that who you were trying to
Yes, Trevette.
Trevette was the
fucking. They said
Norris.
Yeah. I'm sure he had a first name, but he was
Trevette. I
I
have a very definitive opinion of the Star Wars sequels, which is the final trilogy, the most recent trilogy.
Yes,
so
the bad ones.
So they made 3 of them. The first one was I'm good. I like the first one.
That one was good. I liked it.
The first one.
And if they could have kept it at that quality, I would have. We wouldn't be talking about it.
Now everybody might hate on the sequels, but when the 7th Star Wars came out, and we hadn't had Star Wars in years, it was like, this is incredible.
This works. Give me that.
They kind of made this work, and the only criticism was it kind of was a rehash of the first A New Hope, because they had a Death Star and they started on a desert planet.
It literally was exactly it was exactly that. But that's okay.
But they had some interesting areas that they could go into. We didn't know where it was going, and then The Last Jedi came, and that's where a lot of people were like, okay, they screwed it up right here. I like The Last Jedi. I that's not where they fucked it up for me. They fucked it up in the third one for me.
Well, the third one was the worst,
because it wasn't a cohesive story. It was like, it went this way, then it went that way, then it went this way.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah, and they brought the Emperor back in the third one
with zero foreshadowing.
Yes,
with no foreshadowing.
And to myself, I think if they foreshadowed him at the end of Last Jedi, not only does it make that movie better, but it ties it all together. And they didn't do that because there was no plan. That's where they fucked up, is they didn't make a plan. And they had 3 different writers writing a trilogy that did not.
They hated each other.
Was not cohesive.
Let your hate flow through you.
But to me, it was the third one that didn't land the ship. And it
screwed them all up.
I even say that I'll blame it on the death of Carrie Fisher, because Carrie Fisher would have been a bigger part of that movie, but she passed away right before that movie came out.
Yes. But here's the thing: in the second one, who does she run up to when she finds out Han Solo's dead?
Was that in The Last Jedi? Let me think.
It was in one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the second one. She doesn't run up to Chewie.
Oh, that would have been the first one.
No. Han Solo dies at the very end
of the first one.
Yeah. And then Carrie Fisher finds out in the second one. This is the first time she's with Chewie.
Oh yeah.
And Rey. And guess who she hugs when she finds out that Han Solo's dead?
Ray.
Yeah. Ray doesn't even know who Han Solo is. Why is she hugging her?
Yeah.
Not Chewie.
That's the movie thing, you know. They're telling a story about a main character. But yes, of course, Chewie was more important to everybody.
Chewie'd been there for he'd been there from... He was maybe in episode 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'm amazed they didn't kill him just to pull our heartstrings in 9, because they did that.
They did. They had a Chewie fake out.
Well, not the fake out, but I'm talking at the end with the lightning out of the Emperor's. They had all these callback characters. Uh-huh. Remember this character from episode 6? Yeah. Oh, he's dead. Sorry. Right. Remember this character from episode? Oh, shoot, he's dead. Oh, remember this character? Right. Oh, shoot, he died too. So, and then the worst part was 2 years after I'd seen that awful fucking movie. I went to go see Empire Strikes Back. No, The Return of the Jedi in the theater.
Right.
Because it was the 30th or 40th anniversary. So it was special. Cheap movie day. Empire Strikes... No. Return of the Jedi. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, when Star Wars was still good. Yeah. Episode 6. So I go see it, and I cried at the end because I knew that, they took all these amazing characters, and they killed them unceremoniously just to pull at my heartstrings. Just with bad writing. Seriously, it was such bad writing. It's how do we get people to feel something? Yeah. Oh, how about we take some of the characters that...
Well, the real unceremonious one, because it wasn't even mentioned, was they killed Admiral Akbar.
Off screen.
Yeah, off screen.
What was the Asian-looking alien? I know it's the wrong way to describe him. Yeah, but that's him. Yeah. So they killed him. They show him on screen for 3 seconds, and then all of a sudden they show him dying.
That was the final.
Yeah. And they did that with a handful of them. Wow, you fucking assholes! You're gonna not include him, and then you're gonna kill him just so that I feel something. Mm-hmm. No, fuck the people who ruined Star Wars.
You know who it was? Was J.J. Abrams did the first one. Rian Johnson did the second one, and then they chickened out, and they brought J.J. Abrams back for the third one. They had another writer. His name was Colin Trevorrow. For some reason, people didn't like The Last Jedi so much, they chickened out. They brought J.J. Abrams back. They're do anything to fix this. He brought the Emperor back, and he ruined it.
Honestly, actually, the Emperor was supposed to come back. If you read any of the original books,
right,
from the extended
The Rise of the Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
There was room for him to come back. I mean,
he was supposed to come back. He had a clone. He had clones.
It wasn't that. It was the execution.
It was the execution.
And even by the end of the movie, when you're on his home planet, I'm like, this is cool. It's cool seeing his home planet, and I wish they just had done it a better way. Because George Lucas, we're all deep in Star Wars now. George Lucas himself said, the 6 movies is the end, and it's the story of the redemption of Darth Vader. This is why this goes beyond just a bad movie. They took the original, was the Darth Vader. He had his redemption by killing the Emperor.
Yeah, so
that's the entire story. That's the story of Star Wars.
The first 3 episodes was the fall.
We got to see how how they were all interconnected.
Yeah. And then the second trilogy was his return to redemption.
Yes.
And then the last one was just an introduction to new characters with a with a modern audience message.
Well, the idea that George Lucas had and that they kind of stuck to was the idea of passing the legacy on to the next generation.
Yeah,
which could have worked, but people didn't like that they gave it to Rey, and she's not. They made her...
She's a Mary Sue.
Well, they explained that away by saying... First, in the end of The Last Jedi, they said anybody can be powerful. And then they changed it to, you're Emperor Palpatine's granddaughter. Which out of no foreshadowing, again.
Yeah. Just bad writing. Just
Yeah.
bad writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those they really didn't seem to respect the material from those movies.
Watch. Last Jedi came out at the end of 2017. And the third one came out in 2019. It was very rushed. Very rushed. It's not something you should rush. But they got rid of their writer, Colin Trevorrow. Carrie Fisher died. They totally had to rewrite a whole new thing that had nothing to do with the first two. And they dropped the ball on the Star Wars final.
At least Ian McDermott's, he's badass. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I was there. I was like, that. This is the Emperor, his home planet, but it's not exactly how it should have been.
Executed very poorly.
Yeah.
And just, you understand the term Mary Sue, right?
Yeah, they gave her all the power, and she didn't earn it, and all that kind of stuff. And she's the best pilot, and she's the best Jedi,
and best engineer.
She saves the whole world.
She's the best everything.
I know that argument. I don't know if that's my problem with the sequel trilogy, but I like Daisy Ridley.
I think she's a charming young lady, and she's
yeah.
very beautiful.
And they could have. There's moments where she's cool,
and she can express a range of emotions on camera.
Yeah, no, like
on cue.
When I was watching The Last Jedi, Rey being trained by Luke Skywalker, I was like, this
yeah,
is,
yeah.
And then Yoda came
and then they
back
turned Luke Skywalker into a cranky, rickety old white guy, that sucks. He sucks. You're gonna literally take the hero from
that's
fucking the last trilogy, and you're just gonna turn him into that.
I understand.
A resentful, angry, kooky old man.
I understand.
Which Mark Hamill has turned into that.
Well,
he is. If you've seen his public persona lately, he is that now. He is an angry individual that needs medication.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have those same feelings towards the Luke character, but yeah, anything. Yoda's my favorite character. They brought Yoda back in Last Jedi, so I'm going to defend Last Jedi, but Rise of Skywalker didn't have a lot of redeeming qualities.
Okay, well, if you're going to defend The Last Jedi,
yes.
What about the casino planet?
I love casinos.
Okay, but the casino planet, of the part where they go on a complete meandering side quest that doesn't accomplish anything, introduces Benicio del Toro and misuses him. If you just somehow cut out that entire part of the movie, nothing changes.
Yeah, and then they had 2 Captain Phasma psych outs. She kept coming back.
Yeah. So the casino world, and I know that Star Wars is secretly just a ploy to sell us toys,
right?
But don't make it
to go to fantasy worlds. And I was like, when I was in it, I was just in the fantasy. I'm like, we get to see a new, cool, awesome world. And then when people started criticizing, I left The Last Jedi thinking that's the best movie I've ever seen. But then I heard the criticism, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that was just this side quest that didn't affect anything in the. I was just along for the ride while I was watching it. But now
same here.
I see that that part was not as important, but. And then they're riding horses.
They're riding horses.
It's like a detour. You know how Empire Strikes Back, they ended up on a meteorite for no reason.
Yeah, but they're being chased.
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking where they almost get eaten by a giant worm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they were being chased by Darth Vader's death squad kind of thing. They had TIE fighters behind them.
Yeah.
And the only way to hide was.
It serves as,
there was a reason. It was perfect pacing change.
Yes.
Of okay, you just had a chase scene. Let's have a moment where they're in a cave that actually is the inside of a giant worm, space worm.
Yeah, you find that out on their way out.
On their way out, yeah. For a moment,
It's a cool little side quest. And to me, Canto Bite is a cool little side quest.
Yeah. Okay. One is 8 minutes of screen time,
Yeah.
and the other one is the entire B plot of a movie.
It's like the pod race that goes on for 30 minutes.
Oh my god, that was in so many.
But which turns out to be awesome, and everybody's playing the pod racing in 64 games and
But
loving it still.
and yes, a lot of the first episode was about the pod race.